Hello everyone and welcome to the Icare Pure launching event. I hope you're seated comfortable and ready to discover the Icare latest innovation. I'm Marine Rodriguez and I will be your host today. It's such a pleasure for me to welcome you here. We've got quite an exciting program to come, so let me give you a little sneak peek before starting. First of all, let me welcome on set Fabrice Brion, Icare CEO. Hello Fabrice, I'm so happy to be next to you for this special day. How are you doing?
Thanks, Marine. I'm also so happy to be here.
In a couple of minutes, Fabrice will tell you a little bit more about Icare and the Icare Pure. Then, you will meet one of our engineers, Héloïse Mélis, who will show the Icare Pure in action. And finally, you'll have the opportunity to ask your questions during a Q&A session with two other colleagues, Marc Roussel and Pierre Collomb. Note that you can start asking your questions via Slido on the chat box. We will answer it at the end of the presentation. So, we're finally ready to start. Fabrice, I'm sure that you're as impatient as I am to make the world discover the Pure. So, the floor is all yours.
Thanks a lot, Marine. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for this great achievement, because the launching of the Pure is really a great achievement for Icare, but this is thanks to, of course, our employee, of course, our supplier, but also thanks to our customer, and also thanks to our competitor who push us to be better and who push harder every day. Today, thanks to all of you, we monitor in value 67 billion of assets worldwide. We have grown every year for the last 5 years, 25% every year, year on year. In order to launch the Pure today and the next technology coming in the next months and years, we have today 10 patents pending. And in order to do all of that and better serve you, we have 600 employees working every day at Icare today, from 26 offices in 12 different countries. And thanks to all these great achievements, we won last year the prize of the Entrepreneur of the Year in Belgium. All these things, we can deliver it close to you. We are today located in 26 offices in 12 countries, mostly today in Europe, US and Australia, but you will see later that we are planning to coming again closer from you. But on top of that, we are serving corporate customers around the world because out of these 12 countries, we deliver our technology to 55 countries, 55 different countries around the world. Before going to the Pure, I would like to share with you a few of our recent achievements, and I will not go back through the 17 years of history of Icare, but just through the last 12 months. The first great achievement is for April 2021, when we reached 500 employees working in the company every day on payroll. 1 month later, in May 2021, we started a new office in Germany in order to better serve a corporate customer. And in July 2021, we succeeded in acquiring the company Lindsay Engineering based in West Coast, USA, which led in September 21 to the biggest contract in Icare history. A few weeks ago, a bit more than 1 month ago, one next huge step has been achieved by raising 10 million euro among our employees. Today, 1 out of 2 employees of Icare is shareholder of the company. And of course, right now, it's also a great achievement to share with you the launch of our portable data collector, the Icare Pure. So, why are we waking up every morning? Why are we fighting every day for Icare and for you, our customer, and for industry? Our target is to become a world leader in machine health. And how to become a world leader in machine health? We plan to grow, to multiply the size of the company by 5 in the next 5 years, in order to be able to monitor more assets for more customers in more countries. But of course, we have to sustain that growth. And in order to sustain that growth, that's why we have started already 1 year ago a journey of fundraising in order to invest in R&D and hiring, training and retaining talented professionals to better deliver in each of your plants. Growth for growth is not our achievement. We want a sustainable growth. And that's why we have decided to apply for the B Corp certification in 2022. On top of that, we are planning to hire 100 employees every year for the next years, and of course opening new offices for these employees for better serving you, typically in Canada, which is already open today, in Brazil, which is in the opening phase, and very soon in Eastern Europe, and especially in Romania. So, why are we doing all these things? It's to make your industry, to make our industry better and safer. That's really what pushes us harder, what pushes us to work stronger every day. And how do we make the industry better and safer every day? Just by a better risk management, measuring data, giving diagnostic in order to better manage the risk. Of course, everybody is thinking first about the financial risk, that's true, but that's not all. There is also, and above all, the quality risk, because the failure of an asset will most likely impact the quality of what you deliver to your final customer. And on top of that, there is the risk for the safety, so the risk for the people on site, and last but not least, the risk for environment, everything which is around our industries. So let's focus now on the Pure. And the first question is, why do we call it Icare Pure? That's very simple, because it stands for Portable Unit for Root and Expert Measurement. And where does the Pure stand in the Icare range of IoT? We have, of course, the Icare 100, which is the wireless online data collection. We launched 2 years ago the Icare 200 series, which is the online wired data collection. And today we are filling the last gap in our product range by launching the Pure as portable data collector. So, why is the Pure so important for us? Just because we strongly believe it is important for you. And it's important for you because it will help you to better take care of your asset and to take care also faster of your asset, faster, better, and easier than before. Why? Because thanks to its wireless design, it's a plug, diagnose, and solve system. This means that it's very easy to use, it's plug and play, very low configuration, and very easy to use by anybody on site. On top of that, it's very fast because you have up to 16 channels acquired in parallel. Why 16? Just because you can connect 4 Pure sensors to a single tablet, and each of these sensors is able to collect up to 4 waveforms in parallel. It's also very easy and intuitive because the touchscreen allows us to develop a very intuitive user interface, which helps a lot in taking the right measurement and the right decision on site. And on top of that, all the measurements you perform with the Pure are directly connected to our IC cloud platform. This is very important, and this is a single platform for the online wired, online wireless, unportable data. And at the end, to be honest, the first user of the Pure are Icare engineers every day. So it means that the Pure has been designed by maintenance experts for maintenance experts. Maybe a more strategic point, but which is also very important, why does Icare launch a portable data collector when some people predict the end and the crash of this market? That's very simple. We strongly believe that the people predicting the end of the portable data collector market are wrong. Many competitors are leaving that market today. But we believe this is a very important market in a whole predictive maintenance strategy. Why? Because first, it allows to go for a deep root cause analysis, an expert measurement on the assets which are detected in risk of failure by any online system. On top of that, it also allows to monitor more complex assets which are not possible to be monitored by online solution. And at the end, it's also very important that all the data, online, offline, portable, wired or wireless, are synchronized to a single database. In a 4.0 industry with no silo, this is for us a key point.
Thank you so much, Fabrice, for this great presentation. Indeed, the Icare Pure is quite a game changer in our industry, and we're all very proud to be launching it today. Personally, I'm so excited to see what has been achieved as a team so far, and there is much more to come. We often say that action speaks better than words. That's why we asked one of our young engineers, Héloïse Mélis, to test our Icare Pure on site. So relax, sit comfortable, and let's watch together the Icare Pure in action. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Hello everyone, and thanks for being with us today. My name is Héloïse, I'm an engineer, and I joined Icare 1 year ago. I've always been passionate about machines and how to make them work better, so it's why I'm really excited to introduce our latest innovation, the Icare Pure. Follow me! You'll see it's so easy and intuitive. So here we go, we have a machine over there, and we want to know how it's doing, so I want a full diagnosis. Let's have a look. Those are the sensors, they are completely wireless, and they offer the highest precision using piezo technology. This is a tablet, it is ATEX certified, and it's connected to the sensor and collects the data from the machine. Then, our platform IC will convert this data into a full diagnosis. Every customer will receive this briefcase, so now let's see the Icare Pure in action. You just take the Icare Pure and place it on the machine. Now you are ready to collect the data from your asset. It will appear in real time on the tablet. And now you can see the vibration data appearing. You can zoom on specific data, you can compare it to previously collected data, and you may see trends appearing. At the same time, the data is sent to our platform IC and you can access it remotely. In less than 5 minutes, all the relevant data is collected and sent to the IC web platform. Time to pack up and prepare for the next machine inspection. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you want to test it yourself, feel free to contact us. My part is over, but don't leave us just yet, because the Icare Pure is much more than that.
I'm really proud to have contributed to the creation of the Icare Pure. What I really like about it is that it makes predictive maintenance accessible to anyone.
Well, on the product side, it's a real evolution of our Icare line. And on the customer side, it's a true revolution.
Even the design is pure. You know what? It's pretty, light and easy to handle.
It was a real teamwork.
You know, many companies think AI is complex, but the Icare Pure makes it truly easy.
And you know, it's something really new in the industry.
This is also about who we are at Icare. Respect for people, it's really important for us. We want to empower our customers.
Awesome! As you could see on the video, our team is as excited as we are about the Pure release. Fabrice, I'm sure that there is a lot of engineers and technical experts on the other side of the screen. How would you describe the main features of the Icare Pure?
That's very simple. We have packed the best-in-class technologies in a single portable data collector. What do we call best-in-class? The first step is a very high-quality vibration measurement in velocity and acceleration. What do I mean by very high quality? It's very high frequency and very low noise floor, high resolution data acquisition. On top of that, each Pure sensor is equipped with our iDNA algorithm in order to have specific measurement to detect high-frequency problem like lubrication problem, gearbox problem, bearing problem. You have the choice to get single-axis measurement or triaxial measurement. And of course, you can control multiple sensors, up to 4 sensors, each collecting up to 4 waveforms in a single button push. It's a robust industrial design, and on top of the robust industrial design, the tablet can easily be customized to specific requests, like explosion-proof application, like submersible application, and so on and so on. And of course, it is supported with no silo for the same database that you use today as IC, and you can use the common tools for your portable device, the wired or the wireless online monitoring.
Thanks a lot, Fabrice. It is now my pleasure to welcome on set 2 other of our very inspiring colleagues, Marc Roussel, the product owner of the Pure, and Pierre Collomb, our marketing strategic director. Hello, guys.
Hi.
They both have played an important role in the development of the Icare Pure. So to the audience, don't hesitate to test them because they know every secret of it. To everyone in front of their screen, I hope you had time to ask your questions because it is now time to answer it. So let's start. We have one question here. Icare Pure is ATEX rated?
ATEX version is pending, and we hope to have it in 2022.
Thank you, Marc. Here I have another one. The Icare cloud is owned by Icare or third party?
Yes, that's a very good question, and that's very simple. I believe there is 2 questions in that question. First of all, there is the infrastructure, so the IC infrastructure, which is basically the application, the software, the platform. This is, of course, owned by Icare, and this is you have access to that platform, and of course you get all updates for free. You don't need to wait for versioning to be updated. Our R&D team is working every day to improve, of course, to solve bugs, but also to release new features every day. So that's why we are very interested in the fact that we focus only on the online version. But what is important is your data. And I say your data because all the data which are in the IC platform are still your own property. So this means that if you are not happy with Icare, if you decide to change, IC is a fully open-in, open-out platform. It means you can import data that you have acquired in the past from any other system in the predictive maintenance world, but also tomorrow, if you want to change, if you don't want to use Icare anymore, you can export all the data to a system of your choice.
Okay, we see that we have a lot of questions. Thanks to the audience for their participation. Here we have another one. How does it integrate with other Icare products, the Icare 100 and the 200?
It's really easy. So the question is partly answered by Fabrice. The Icare 100 and the Icare 200 sends all the data to IC, to the cloud system. So every data, it doesn't matter which system it comes from, every data from the Icare product range is stored on the same software.
Okay, let's switch to another question. Julien asks us, how is it going with the variable speed equipment? Is there additional sensor for speed pickup?
Of course, so the Pure is the speed measurement is available on the Pure, like on most of the high-level data collector on the market. But of course, when we want to synchronize, we need a cable. So the measurement for the synchronization is not wireless when you need to synchronize. The feature for synchronous measurement is not yet available at the launch of the Pure, but it will be part of the versioning you will receive during the year 2022.
Okay, let's switch to another one. Can I buy one sensor and use it to go around and measure every machine?
So yes, of course, we have very aggressive price for the one sensor package. As we are very pleased to welcome our competitors on this launch event, don't hesitate to drop us an email and we will send you a quote as soon as possible.
So we have Jake Ford who's asking us, so with it being wireless, is there any phase capabilities at all between two sensors? Is there any wired sensor interface to do this?
As Fabrice just told you, the synchronous measurement will come in the coming of the year. We are working on it, and it will be part of the next release. But of course, the existing devices will be updated as soon as the function will be released.
Okay, here's one interesting. What is the maximum spectrum analysis frequency?
For the measurement, the maximal frequency of the measurement, we are able to go up to 80 kilohertz. For the resolution is around 32,000 points. It means 16,000 lines. But for the frequency measurement, to answer the question, it's 80,000 hertz.
Okay, so one observer here observed that the suitcase only showed two sensors. Can it be used with 4 sensors at the same time?
Yes, of course. You can use 1, 2, 3, or 4 sensors.
Okay.
And maybe in the future more, the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit indeed. So we have Gupta who's asking us, what about temperature limit of the Icare Pure sensor? Any options for high temperature applications?
The temperature limit is, the standard temperature limit in the industry is 85 degrees.
Okay, let's continue. Is it possible to do transient measurements, run up coast, down, etc.?
It will be part of the next release for the expert part.
Yeah, if I may bounce on this request, as we said, we have very aggressive price for the one sensor system. Today, it's a pure data collector. The analyzer system will be released this year, and the update will be offered to all Pure users.
And it's also related to the question about the speed synchronization. It means that as long as you don't need a trigger for your transient, your run up or your coast down, you can practically configure a waveform without any limitation of time on the Pure. So you are already able today to monitor a transient that you start manually. But if you want to start the transient on an external event, so on a trigger, you will need to wait for the next release.
Okay, there is one question I really like. We have seen sensors on very nice clean motors in your video. How are working your sensors in a more very bad environment?
Maybe I will answer to this one because Mark and I, we participated to the first launch of the Icare, which was in the desert in 2013. These sensors are still working today. And of course, in the desert, you have sand, you have dust. Sometimes you even don't see anymore the sensors because of dust and so on. And it's still working perfectly. So as we said, it's an expert device developed by expert people. So yes, we go on dirty companies. So yeah, it's still working, of course.
Okay, one practical question here. Can we use iPad that we have today, or do we need to buy your tablet?
You will need to buy our tablet because the operating system is a little bit modified, and you need to use our tablet for the moment. Perhaps in the future, we will develop an app will be compatible with all of the tablets on the market. But as the first release, as it is the first release, we prefer to ensure the good function.
Okay. Sebastian asks us, does Pure work without cloud connection, without mobile connection?
You can connect, of course, as you have seen in the movie, you have the result live on your screen. So as long as you can work on the Pure itself, it works as a standalone tools, of course. After that, if you want to connect the data to the platform, like with any software today, you don't need to make any specific synchronization, so you don't need to plug a cable in the tablet, you don't need to make any configuration on the tablet or on the computer. Once your Pure is on the range of a Wi-Fi network, it will synchronize, or when you will plug it to the case to charge the battery, it will synchronize with IC, with the platform. So you can use it as a standalone with the tools on the screen, but you can also, and it will be automatically synchronized when you are charging it or when you are on the wire Wi-Fi range. Okay,
we have Kenny that asks us, can we set alarms on each asset to see live critical situations?
Yes, of course. The features on the tablet are the same as on our platform IC, and you can configure alarm for frequency band or something like that.
Yeah, I would like also to add to this question and to this answer that the main features and really, really easy to use from the Icare Pure is that if you have any alert or alarm on your device and you want to have the expertise of Icare engineers or even your internal engineers, you may still ask for any deep analysis live and remotely.
Okay, so Filippo is asking us, do you also plan to train customers not only for using this tool, but also to understand the trends?
Of course, of course. That's also why strategically we launched the Pure. We are not there to decide of the strategy of our customer. Our customer decide of their own strategy for predictive maintenance and reliability. And then it's up to us to have the widest possible range of solution in order to allow to be a partner for the customer to apply the strategy they have decided. So for customer who wants to have a full subcontracted strategy, we will of course use the Pure ourselves and the diagnostic, but for the customer who want to invest in doing the job by themselves, we will of course train the customer on how to do it.
Okay, one next question from Marco. Which are the best software features? Is it possible, for example, to do analysis directly on the tablet? Is it possible to see some screen?
The analysis, the pure analysis of a spectrum on the tablet is not available because the screen is too small to do that. It's of course much easier to do that directly on IC. That's really the goal of our system. It's to take the measurement on site with the tablet and to access the data directly from our platform IC.
Okay, one other question. Can it still connect to existing BNC connectors on site?
Yes. It's another sensors, but yes, of course, it's the same. The box is fully the same, but you have 4 cables to connect directly to your BNC on your HVAC group or some stuff like that.
Okay, let's continue with this one. Are the data available as raw data or compiled data, RMS, mean, etc.?
So it's raw data. So you may directly on the platform on IC, you may configure what you want, how you want to see them, RMS, peak-to-peak, and so on. You may change from acceleration, speed, and so on, the waveform spectrum, but you have access directly to the raw data.
That's a very important question, and it's a philosophical choice at Icare. We do not make any edge computing on the sensor. So we do not want to lose data on the sensor level. It means that each sensor is sending all the raw data, all the waveform to the platform in order to be reprocessed in the future. And all these raw data, all these waveforms are stored in our cloud system. It takes a lot of space. That's also why we really push for the cloud solution, and we really believe in the cloud solution. But this is key, because if in 5 years, 10 years, or 1 year, we develop or you develop a new algorithm, keeping the raw data will allow you to have all history, to reprocess all the data from the past with the new algorithm. While when you keep only processed data, you lose all of your history each time you have a new feature added on the system. So we are against losing the history. For us, data is the key to predict before anyone else, and that's why we store and we make the raw data available for you lifetime.
Okay, we have here a question that has a lot of success. Can you play games on the tablet when you are waiting for a plonker in the control room to start the machine?
Unfortunately not.
Okay, let's get back to serious. What is the main differences between Icare Expert Kits and Icare Pure?
The Expert Kit is more for temporary monitoring on one asset for several days, weeks, months. The Pure is monitoring many assets on one day. So that may seem overlapping, but this is totally the opposite. So the Icare Expert Kit is to remain, in fact, to replace the transient, the run-up, the coast down, so to remain on one machine for a long period, when the target of the Pure is to measure as much asset as possible on one day.
Okay, so Olivier asks us how the data is sent to the cloud.
So it's really simple. The tablet could be connected directly to the Wi-Fi, or the tablet is sending the data via the 3G system. So we have a SIM card in the tablet.
Here we have Jose, who wants to know if we can balance with the Pure.
Yes, it links to the previous question regarding the phase balancing and so on. But yes, you will be able to make some balancing with the system, but when the sensor will be fully synchronized, then in the coming of 2022.
Okay, we have another one here. If some customer wants a standalone architecture or wants to host the plant data in their own cloud, is this possible?
I will answer because you won't like the question, but not, and it will never be possible. We strongly believe, because of the constant update of the hardware, because of the constant update of the software, and because of the important amount of waveform generated by the system, that the only possible solution is the cloud solution. You cannot perform 4.0 diagnostic, no silo architecture, if you have a separate software installed on a separate computer in each plant. Everyone tries to do it, you always face synchronization problem. And synchronization problem between the database leads to false positive or false negative diagnostic. And we don't want to make you make mistake because of false positive or false negative generated by non-synchronized database. So we remove all the risk of synchronization problem with the cloud solution. So philosophically, we will never provide a standalone version of IC.
Okay, let's continue. We have Tom here who wants to know if the Pure collector needs a 4G or Wi-Fi connection to transmit the data to the IC platform, or do we have to go back to our laptop and dump the data?
The system is able to do that by himself with the 3G connection or the Wi-Fi connection. Of course, you need it because, as Fabrice just told you, the device needs to be connected to internet one time to send the data.
Okay, here's another one. Price-wise, how much would it be for a 2-sensor and 8X tablet package?
As Pierre said, we are very happy to welcome some of our knowledgeable competitors for that event, but of course we don't want to share our price list with them. So if you have any question, you will get the address to get the answer at the end of the presentation, and we will send you all the information.
Okay, another one. Even the machine is currently not running. Could Pure sleep on that machine waiting for the start and then collect alone the vibration trends?
So for this one, I will answer. To make this, the best is to use the Icare 100 series, which is the best tool, and that's the online system, which could work on standalone too. I mean, the system connected with a gateway to the IC platform. If you need really to make a measurement at one moment, you can use the data Pure collector. If you need to wait or to have a longer measurement phase, you have to use the Icare 100 series, which are, of course, fully compatible, and the data will be stored at the same place.
Maybe an add-on from me. I'm really a fan and an addict of Formula One. But even if the Formula One car is the best car of the world, it will never win the 24 hours of Le Mans. It means you always need, even if you have the best tool, you always need the right tool for the right use. That's very important. And of course, from the past, as I'm 42 and I'm 21 years on this market, and so from the past, I'm used that the only tool I had was a portable data collector. And so that my portable data collector needed to have some feature of wireless online, some feature of wired online, but that's finished. Today, we have all the tools available, and globally, for a cheapest price for the wide range than for a portable data collector only 20 years ago. So why to use tools for something it is not the best application? This is really more clever to use the best tools for each application.
Okay, another one. The sensor mounting is magnetic. Won't you lose high frequencies?
If you need to measure very high frequency, you can of course switch off the magnet and use another system to fix the sensor on the machine. It's fully flexible. Of course, you can change it, and you can adapt to your needs for your measurement.
Indeed. So the Icare sensors, it doesn't matter if it's the 100 series, if it's the sensors from the Pure data collector. It's a piezoelectric system, piezoelectric sensors, and you may still screw it. You may use the studs. You may use the magnet. You may use a 2-pole magnet for curve motors. Of course, it's fully flexible and fully applicable to any motors or any configuration.
Okay. Another one, what is the maximal distance between the sensor and tablet which the vibration data can be collected?
It's a difficult question because it depends of the environment. The signal between the sensors and the tablet is Wi-Fi, then it really depends of the environment, but you can count on 10 meters is quite good.
Okay, thanks. Another one, has the software internal database to create machine, a database with bearings?
The software inside the portable, the Pure, no, but of course in IC, yes, you can. The system is really driven by IC, then you can configure everything you want into the software.
Yeah, it means also that if you have an emergency, you are on site and you need to add a machine, you still may call Icare expert, and we could add this machine really on a request on your database. So you could add one measurement, any measurement that you want.
Or an internal expert also. We have designed a system to be in constant communication with experts. It means that, of course, you cannot have predictive maintenance expert in any plant of the world. But if you have a technician or an engineer or a maintenance specialist using a Pure, I don't know, in Romania, maybe your predictive maintenance specialist is based in Sao Paulo, but the maintenance specialist can first analyze the data from the Pure live, as long as the Pure is under a 3G, 4G, 5G or wireless connection. And on top of that, it's a bidirectional communication. It means that your specialist based in Sao Paulo can add a new configuration, a new machine, and so on, and it's directly synchronized on the route of the Pure wherever it is in the world. So I think it's, again, a huge change in philosophy. In the past, you had to configure an additional machine or an additional measurement directly on site, which is always difficult and does not warranty a high level of quality. But today, you can do all these things remotely. And that's, for me, key on the transformation to 4.0 of the portable data collection.
Okay, let's take 3 or 4 more questions. Here, can you perform operating deflection shapes, ODS, with the Pure?
No, for the moment, no, we cannot do that. It's as we told you already in the previous question, it's really a part of the expert measurement, and it will come in the next release of the Icare Pure software.
And also on top of that, again, I think the technology is evolving globally faster than ever, and especially in predictive maintenance. This means that, sorry to say, but for me, ODS is a technology from the past. Today, there is very high-level technology based on image, like motion magnification, like motion amplification, allowing to see live from a camera a deflection shape without spending 48 hours of data configuration, data collection, and maybe after that 1 week of data analysis. So we will probably not integrate so fast the ODS, as you know, in the Pure, but we are working on integrated new way to deliver you the same result faster and easier.
Okay, one more. Could you detail 16 channels for each sensor? How many static channels and how many dynamic channels?
Well, that's very simple also. Why 4? We have 4 sensors. There is 4 channels on each sensor. What are the channels? 3 channels are the 3 axes of the triaxial sensor, and 1 channel is the iDNA, which is processed on one of the axes of the triax sensor. So 3 + 1 = 4.
One more. Is the Pure system using the same connectivity as the Icare 100 series?
The communication between the sensor and the tablet is Wi-Fi.
And again, it's done on purpose, as explained on the question for the expert kit, because the target of the Pure and the target of the Icare 100 are totally opposite. The Icare 100 is there to monitor a single machine for a long time, when the Pure is there to monitor a lot of machines for the short time. So the needs of battery are totally different, because with the Pure, you can recharge your sensor every day when you at the end of your route or at the end of your expert measurement. So this means that we have taken the best of both worlds. When we need the battery last for 5 years on the Icare 100, we use a protocol which is very economic in terms of energy. When we have the possibility to charge the battery again every day, we use a protocol which is not so energy regarding, but which allow to make a lot more of measurement on one day.
Okay, here's a practical question. Is the suitcase the only way to carry the Pure and the sensors to the field?
So no, that's a tablet, that's sensors. It's important to say that, of course, you have a shoulder strap available for the tablet, and we designed some holster to put at the belt to walk and to go through the steps in safety conditions, which is, of course, one of the main concern for us. So yes, it's possible to use the tablet and the sensors without the suitcase.
Maybe an important point raised by Pierre on safety is the fact that our job is to work on rotating equipment. And I can tell you that rotating equipment and cables are not friends at all. I myself used, at the beginning of my career, a portable data collector with wired sensor, even with 2, 3, 4 wired sensor. I can tell you that this is very dangerous. And sometimes I feared about being injured because my cable touched the shaft of the rotating machine. Today, why is it important to have 4 sensor wireless? Because you can ask to any predictive maintenance technician or engineer, this is quite impossible to safely work with 4 cable sensor on site. With wireless sensor, you have no problem to use 4, or as said sooner, even more. So as safety first, I think that wireless is really the safest solution for portable data collection on rotating assets.
Okay, so that was our last question. We're already heading to the end of this online launch event. Before leaving you, I would like to thank once again Fabrice for its time and his explanations. I would also like to thank Marc, Pierre, and Héloïse for contributing to this launching. And I would also like to thank all my Icare colleagues without whom this Icare Pure wouldn't be possible. Finally, I would like to thank you on the other side of your screen for your participation and your attention. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation and that you are ready to start using the Icare Pure. Don't forget that the recording of this session and the brochure of the Icare Pure will be available on our website. If you had some extra questions that hasn't been answered today, don't hesitate to contact our marketing or our sales team on the data that is appearing on the screen. In the meantime, I wish you all a lovely day. Thanks a lot and goodbye.
Thank you, Marine. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.